Welcome everyone to week 2 of the AAF Simulated on EA Sports, and we've got a fun matchup coming your way today. The 1-0 Salt Lake Stallions once again are on the road as the Birmingham Iron, who are also 1-0, will be hosting them in this AAF matchup, the first game of week 2, and we welcome you right now to Birmingham where it is raining. The Iron gonna have to deal with rain here in Birmingham, Alabama. Both teams getting about ready to take the field. The Iron and the Stallions both had great games in week 1. The Stallions blew out the Arizona Hotshots 38-6. Meanwhile, Birmingham dominated Memphis, but then almost let the game slip away at the very last second, but then were able to come away with the win. Luis Perez marched his Iron down and got them the game-winning score. They won that game 26-19, so both these teams 1-0, and it'll be interesting to see which team comes out on top to stay undefeated and which team drops to 500 at 1-1. So it looks like Salt Lake is going to receive, and this is going to be one heck of a game between two of the better teams in this league. I mean, at least coming out of week 1, Salt Lake certainly looks like one of the best, and Birmingham, despite only winning by 7, certainly one of the stronger teams. Their defense and offense both played great games. And this home crowd is going crazy once again. Exciting finish last week against Memphis. The home crowd loved it, and they're looking for another win right now. The Iron kick off this game with Nick Novak, sending it away. Back to receive Brandon Oliver, and it is a very short kick from Novak. Takes it to the 30, and that's where Salt Lake will start with the football. Let's take a look at Josh Woodrum, the quarterback of the Stallions, and he had himself one heck of a debut against Arizona. 19 for 27, 298 yards, 1 touchdown, and he also ran for 2 touchdowns. He had himself just an excellent debut, could not have asked more. And we'll see if Dennis Erickson's Stallions can continue playing excellent football against a Birmingham team that looked pretty solid last week. This is going to be a test for this offense. They put up 38 points back in the last game of week 1. So what they can do now against Birmingham. 1st and 10 coming up from the 30. Salt Lake, will their offense continue to play well? And they pitch it. Manaziata finds the crease, and Manaziata off to the races down the sidelines. All sorts of room, and they're already to the 48-yard line. The Salt Lake Stallions open up last game with a bang. And how about Manaziata finding the hole and picking up a huge gain? They're already into Birmingham territory with this run, and it's just excellent blocking outside by Salt Lake. Those tight ends, those offensive linemen making the hole, and Asiata finds it and bursts right through. And you think if that was Bunyan, you could have even gotten more. Bunyan's a little bit faster. Asiata's downhill runner. Now we got a flag. And that hurts. False start on the offense. So after a big run, then on the very next play, you have a false start, pushes you back 5 yards. Of course, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but sometimes those penalties can really hurt drives, and you open up with a big run, it's just not what you want to do. Salt Lake does not want to start falling into the difficulties of having lots of penalties. 1st and 15, coming up from the 47. Let's see what Erickson decides to call for his Stallions. Great first play, and they do the same thing again to the other side. This time it's Bunyan, makes a move, but then taken down after only a pickup of about 2. Birmingham was not fooled on that one. Let's take a look at the Stallions offense. The offensive line played an amazing game last week, and we look at the running backs. Manaziata and Joel Bunyan already making an impact. Bunyan last week, the only running back to have a 100-yard game, 15 carries, 108 yards, and a touchdown. He had himself one heck of a game. And those wide receivers, they've got some great guys. Adonis Jennings had a huge game. Then you've got DeMornay Pierce-Chanel made a couple nice catches. Sam Mobley, a lot to work with. Woodrum to throw. Wide open, man. That's Nick Truesdell, the tight end. Down the sidelines, trying to get the angle, and he was taken down at the 16. So Woodrum's first pass attempt goes for 35 yards. And this Salt Lake Stallions offense continues to play excellent football. I mean, last week they opened up the game, marched right down and scored against Arizona, and so far they're doing the same thing. Look at this. The tight end is just wide open. Birmingham playing on the run, also brought in some men on a blitz, and Nick Truesdell wide open. Truesdell had a couple great catches last week. Makes another huge play there, so Salt Lake already into the red zone. 1st and 10 now from the 16. Can the Iron defense find a way to slow down the Stallions? Pump fake from Woodrum. He's got all sorts of time. Going to the end zone, and it's picked off! Intercepted in the end zone by Birmingham. That's Ryan White. And the Iron come up with a stop. Wow, this is almost a complete reverse of the last game. So Birmingham, Luis Perez marched his team all the way down the field and then threw an interception on the first drive against Memphis. This time, it's Woodrum who marches down the Stallions all the way down, and then Ryan White makes a pick for the Iron in the end zone. Wow. And I really don't know what Woodrum saw on that throw. Ryan White was just completely covering him, and Woodrum makes an errant throw. That's his first interception of the season. He played an excellent game last week, and again, a couple nice throws on this drive. But that one, that's just an errant throw, and now Luis Perez and company takes over. Perez had a great week. Despite throwing 3 interceptions, he was 20 for 29, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. He threw 3 picks, but he got his team the win with that game-winning drive. Let's see what he can do week 2 against a really, really tough Salt Lake defense that only gave up 6 points last week. On the ground, it's Richardson, and trying to break away, but he only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down after a gain of 0 yards. Trent Richardson, a back that we really want to take a look at. He is one of the most explosive, yet also powerful backs in the league. Last week, 17 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Took a while for him to get going, but he settled down and made a huge impact for Birmingham at the end of that game. 2nd and 10. On the draws, Richardson with a big hole. Trent Richardson bursting through to the 34. And Salt Lake's defense unable to stop him there. How about that hole given to him by the offensive line? And this is what Birmingham is going to have to do if they want to be successful. Trent Richardson has to get going on the ground game, which is what makes life easier for Luis Perez. Yes, Perez played really well to start last week, but then when they couldn't get the ground game going, he threw 3 interceptions. Granted, 1 or 2 of them weren't completely his fault, but still, 3 picks. 1st and 10 now from the 34. They're going to try to screen, and it goes nowhere. Damian Washington eaten up, and I don't like when they call those screens in Madden. It's really annoying because there's no blockers, and Will Davis was not fooled all over that one. 2nd and 12 coming up now for Birmingham after the nice run, but Will Davis not fooled, and the Salt Lake defense, again, they just completely shut down. Arizona last week, and they're going to try to do the same thing here. I mean, they're going up against an offense that's a little bit more prepared, I would say, especially since they got to see game film of Salt Lake's defense, but we'll see. 2nd and 12. On the ground, it's Richardson. Trying to break through guys. That's Greer Martini on the tackle. So picks up about 5 on the play. Big 3rd and 8 for the Iron here. In this rainy Birmingham game, both these teams want to know. Both these teams trying to prove that they have what it takes to stay undefeated here in week 2. Should be a fun one to open up week 2 of the AAF Simulated. Thank you all for joining us. Big time 3rd and 8 right now for Luis Perez. To throw. Lots of time. He has to get rid of it. He will. He'll go deep. And he's got a man. It's complete. Wes Saxton down to the 26. What a throw from Luis Perez. Wow. Wes Saxton, huge name from last week, had the huge catch for the go-ahead touchdown. And look at this throw. Over the defenders, gets it past the linebacker, and the cornerback who just stops. Salt Lake defense was in a position to make a play, but Perez able to put it behind him. Huge, and now Birmingham to Salt Lake's 26 and in a position to take the lead as long as Perez doesn't make any bad decisions. Perez to throw again. Salt Lake brings a blitz. Got time, going to the sidelines, tipped! My goodness! We just talked about the bad decisions. That one was right off the hands of Henry Tolliver. Both quarterbacks making some really nice throws and then making some bad ones. Perez certainly lucky that that one got away from him. 2nd and 10 now from the 26. Tim Lewis. We'll see what he decides to call here for his offense on 2nd down. And on the ground, I believe that's Ladarius Perkins who gets his first carry of the entire season. It was Richardson who got all the production last week. 3rd and 9 now. Birmingham had a nice 3rd and 8 conversion, but right now you're on field goal range. You almost wonder if Tim Lewis is just going to play it safe here, try to come away with 3 points. or if Perez is gonna try to push it downfield. 3rd and 9 from the 24. See what the play call is for Birmingham. Perez to throw, blitz from Salt Lake. All sorts of time. Lets it go towards the end zone, and it's intercepted again. Picked off. That's Smith on the interception. Cody Smith coming away with the football. So how about that? Both teams have almost identical drives, and Perez throws his 4th interception of the season here in week 2. And again, this is just QB trying to force it into coverage. He does not have to make that throw. Just throw it away, come away with the points. But CJ Smith is able to come away with the interception. He was looking for Wes Saxton, who again had a massive game last week. But now, here comes Josh Woodrum. He's coming off almost the exact same thing. Ryan White picked him off in the end zone. But now, Salt Lake with the ball back from their own 20. Both teams, nice drives, poor decisions by the quarterbacks. We'll see how Woodrum bounces back. And, you know, Woodrum is a guy who's got a good head on his shoulders. Really, just played an excellent game. Even when Arizona looked like they might have a chance to come back, Woodrum just shut him down completely. See what he can do right now. 1st and 10 from the 20. On the ground is Bunyan. Trying to find a lane, but tackled right away. Excellent defense there. That's Shaheed Salmon on the tackle. Let's look at this Iron defense. They played a great game last week. Casey Sales and Devin Taylor on the ends. They were fantastic. Jonathan Massaquoi had a huge fumble recovery. Benequez Brown forced a fumble. Joe Powell made some nice plays. Jamar Summers, one of the best cornerbacks in this league. Jack Tocho had himself an interception on Johnny Manziel. We'll see what the Iron can do now. 2nd and 8. Coming up from the 22. Dennis Erickson's got to find a way to get his offense back into its week 1 rhythm. Had a couple really nice plays to start this game. Woodrum throws the interception. Can Salt Lake get it back? Off play action. Woodrum. All sorts of time to throw. He's going to go deep down the sidelines, and it's out of bounds. Just incomplete, leaves his receiver out of bounds. 3rd and 8 coming up. Big 3rd and 8 for the Stallions, and right now their offense in a bit of a slump. I mean, it's only 1 drive. But that interception certainly hurt, and turnovers was something that Salt Lake did not have to deal with last week. They did not turn over the ball once. They turned it over on the first drive. We'll see if it affects them. Big 3rd and 8 for Woodrum. Back to throw, and he's got all sorts of time once again. Now being pressured. Lets it go, and again it's inaccurate and incomplete. So Woodrum struggling to start out this game. Birmingham doing a great job. Those cornerbacks are shutting down these wide receivers that were just open all over the place against Arizona. And Sam Mobley trying to come back for it, but just off timing there. So Salt Lake can have the punt, and Erickson not too happy about that, and I don't blame him. His offense has been successful so far this season, but this drive, quick 3 and out off the interception, and now Austin Recco punts it away. Back to receive is Quan Bray, all the way back inside his 15. What a punt from Recco. Bray takes it up to the 28, and that's where Birmingham will get the football back here with 3:14 to play in the first quarter. The Birmingham Iron 1-0, trying to fight back. Luis Perez made an excellent throw to Wes Saxton. Then he had a bad decision. Honore Tolliver almost came away with a pick. But then we see CJ Smith come up with the interception, and just a bad decision from Perez. He's got to stop forcing the football into places. We saw him do it 2 or 3 times last week. He's already done it a couple times early on this game. He's got to just do what he does best. Stay compact in the pocket, make good throws that are there, or just throw the ball away. 1st and 10 from the 28. It's a pitch to Trent Richardson, who's got room to the outside, and blockers. Richardson to the 33, nice gain, and Richardson seeing some great production here in the first quarter, something that we did not see from him last week. Took a long time for him to get going, but so far, the Irons' running game has been successful. It's a pickup of about 5 or 6, brings up 2nd and 4 from the 33. It's just going to be really interesting to see how these teams develop throughout the season. They try to screen, and it goes nowhere again. Another poor play call. LaDamian Washington goes nowhere, and then once again, that's Will Davis. Not fooled in the slightest, so Washington goes nowhere on 2 screens, and you got Jamal Robinson blocking upfield, but no one accounts for Will Davis. Speaking of which, Jamal Robinson had himself one heck of a game last week. 5 catches, 85 yards, and a couple big receptions that set up Birmingham for that win. 3rd and 6 from the 31. Big 3rd down. Can the Iron pick it up? and try to get their offense back into a rhythm. Perez the throw. Gets it off to Richardson. Does he get a block? He does, but he can't get to the outside. Excellent tackling. That's Micah Hanneman, the safety, getting in there for the tackle and forcing Birmingham to have to punt it away again. They set up the screen. They got one block, but just not enough blockers in sight. And Richardson cannot find the pylon. Stallions defense doing a good job here in this first quarter. Both these defenses doing a good job. Colton Schmidt now on to punt it away for Birmingham. Back from about the 25, boots it away, and it's a good one. Sam Mobley to return, taken down immediately at the 17, so Salt Lake gonna have quite a bit of ground to cover if they want to get back in the scoring position, and Josh Woodrum has not had a great first quarter. Through the interception, right now he's only 1 for 4 with 35 yards. We'll see what he can do to get his team back into it and just really, at the end of the day, just get himself back into a rhythm. Last week, he was almost unstoppable. This week, we saw him throw the interception. He's going to make a couple bad throws in that last drive, but still a 0-0 game. Anyone's ball game right now, still in the first quarter. See if Salt Lake can finally get something going for their offense. 1st and 10 from the 17. On the ground, it's Asiata, bounces to the outside, got himself another nice gain, close to a first down, and I think he's just short. He is. Brings up 2nd and 1, but Asiata has had a couple excellent runs, and last week, he only got 1 carry, and it was a touchdown run for a couple yards, but this week, he's seeing a lot of production, and I really like it. Dennis Erickson knows that he's got 2 excellent backs between Asiata, Joe Bunyan. 2 guys are going to get a lot of carries for this Salt Lake offense. On the ground again, but he's met right away. Bunyan goes nowhere. Excellent tackling in the backfield by Birmingham. That's Ricky Hatley on the stop. Takes him down to the 24. Loss of 2. Bunyan just met immediately by a brick wall. And that's what Ricky Hatley's going to do to you. The big guy makes a big play. Third and 3 coming up. Huge third down. The Stallions had a really great first drive going. Woodrum threw the interception. Since then, they've been stagnant offensively. Their third drive of this first quarter. Very defensive first quarter. Woodrum to throw. Birmingham brings a blitz. He's got a man, but he has to come back for it. And Pearsonell ends up losing yardage. And that was pretty weird. Pearsonell had a run forward for the catch. And it results in them losing yardage. And this is just inaccuracy from Woodrum again, making Pearsonell have to slow down and then come forward for the football. So Woodrum really struggling so far, and Salt Lake is going to have to punt it away again. Both these teams definitely have really solid defenses. Their offense is looking inconsistent right now. 4th and 4, Recco on to punt it away once again for the Stallions. Boots it away and back to receive is Quan Bray. Back at about the 15 again. And he'll take it up to the 27. And that's how we'll go to the second quarter. 0-0 here in Birmingham. The hometown Iron have the football. Their defense has made a few great stops already. But Birmingham's offense has struggled to get going. We'll see if they can do it on their third drive of the game. Tim Lewis got to do something. I mean, last week, even though they scored 26 points and they almost lost that game, they certainly should have had more points than that. Luis Perez marched them down quite a few times. Their offense looked great. They had a missed field goal. Luis Perez threw an interception in the end zone. Birmingham could have had way more points. But so far, not looking like they did last week. Perez to throw on first down. Quick throw, and it's, I don't know what miscommunication was. Looks like one of the receivers was either off. Perez, something was mixed up there in the Iron. They've got to find a way to get their offense back into it. I mean, I know Salt Lake is certainly a better defense than Memphis, but still, the Iron got to find a way to get themselves back into it here. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. It's a 0-0 ball game. One of these offenses got to step up and score some points. Off-play action. Perez in trouble, and he's not going to go anywhere. Taken down by Carter Schultz. That's a loss of 11, and Carter Schultz, one of the standout guys in this league, gets his first sack of the season. just coming around that edge, gets right around the offensive lineman. Richardson was going out in the flat, does not pick up the block, and Perez just has nowhere to go with the football. And it doesn't really even know that Schultz is coming until the last second, and Darius Hamilton also in there. So a huge sack for Salt Lake. The Stallions had 5 sacks last week against Arizona. They already get one here early in the second quarter. Big 3rd and 21. I think Tim Lewis is probably just going to play it safe, backed up at their own 15. Perez will throw. He's got time. He's got to get rid of it. He's got to let it go. Just taking all day to throw. He's going deep across middle, and it's incomplete, looking for West Saxton. So the Iron are also going to have to punt it away again. So 3 drives for each offense is 0 points on the scoreboards for both teams. And Perez, he had a lot of time to throw. Tries to drop it in there, and West Saxton just lets it go. And I mean, the pass is a little bit short from Perez, but still, Saxton's got to come up with it. Tim Lewis, not too happy with that. Colton Schmidt to punt it away again for the Iron. He'll boot it away. Back to receive. Once again, it's Sam Mobley. And taken down immediately at the 25. And that's where Salt Lake will get the football. So once again, the Stallions offense getting the ball back with it being 0-0. We'll see if Josh Woodrum can get something going. So far, this game very defensive. And I'd say it's definitely the most defensive game we've seen so far. And, you know, it's something that's to be expected in this game. Salt Lake and Birmingham both have 2 of the best defenses in this league. 1st and 10 coming up from the 25. Let's see if Dennis Erickson just tries to get his offense back to the basics here. Get them running the football well with Bunyan and Asiata. See if they can just get a 1st down. To throw is Woodrum. Birmingham brings the house. Across the middle, it's complete. Bunyan out of the backfield. Big 1st down. Brings them up to the 39. That's exactly what the Stallions needed there. Birmingham, see if their defense has made a few really good stops. Their offense hasn't helped them out, and it's only a matter of time before one of these defenses breaks down. First and 10 now from the 39. Bunyan to the outside with room to run. Nice gain on the play, brings it up to the 43. 2nd and 6 now. Salt Lake's offense starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. You can almost sense the momentum right now, starting to head their direction. We'll see if they can keep it moving in that direction. 2nd and 6 now from the 43. The best field position they've had since their first drive. Once again on the ground, Bunyan finds a way to break loose and picks up a 1st down to the 50. He has struggled early on in this game, but Bunyan finds a nice hole in the way he just made a cutback right there. Wish we would have gotten a replay. Makes a beautiful cutback to pick up a 1st down. First and 10 now from midfield. And on the ground again, huge hole. Bunyan deep into Birmingham territory down to the 32. So just like that, Bunyan has 29 yards on the ground. Just a couple carries ago, he barely had 5. So Salt Lake keeping it on the ground, and it's working. Just look at the penetration. I mean, not the penetration. Birmingham is having no penetration right now defensively. What I meant to say, look at the hole that the offensive line provides them. Jack Tocho made the last 2 tackles, and he's a safety. Bunyan getting to the last line of defense on the last couple runs. Sticking on the ground this time is Asiata, and he's met right away. That's a loss of 2. Asiata's had a couple really nice runs, but Casey Sales gets in there for the stop, and Birmingham makes it 2nd and 11. It's a big-time play for the Iron defense right there. They needed that. The run game was just working to perfection on this drive, but Birmingham finally able to make a play. Now puts Salt Lake in a 2nd and 11, forces Woodrum to throw, and Woodrum has not had a great game today. I mean, they might stay on the ground, but I'd expect Dennis Erickson to maybe go with play action. They will. Woodrum, deep, and he's got a man wide open. That's a tight end, Tanner Baldery. Brings it down to the 11. That's exactly what Salt Lake needed, and now they are certainly in scoring position. That's a pickup of 23 on 2nd and 11. The other tight end gets wide open. Baldery and Nick Truzel were guys that saw a lot of production last week, and they're seeing it again today. Just down the seam, these defenses are having a hard time stopping these tight ends. 1st and 10 now from the 11 coming up for the Stallions. We'll see if they can get this first score of the game, as we're pretty much halfway through the second quarter already, and it's still scoreless. Woodrum gonna try to take it himself. He's got the angle, and he's gonna go to the end zone again. Touchdown, Salt Lake. Woodrum has 3 carries, 3 touchdowns on the season. They just continue to go to this play, and it keeps working. 11 yards that time, and Josh Woodrum gets the first points of the game. I love it, and as a quarterback, I love the way he just hits the pose there. The Stallions have gone to this QB, I guess, draw/sneak 3 times on the season, and they've gotten the score every time. 2-point conversion coming up. If you're new to the league, you have to go for 2. See what they can do. High snap. Heavy pressure, and Woodrum's not going to get away. He should have thrown that. Birmingham able to stop him. So it's going to remain a 6-0 game. But still, big drive from Salt Lake to finally get him. We said one of these offenses has to step up and do something, and Salt Lake was able to do something. Big time drive for Salt Lake, and they take a 6-0 lead off of Josh Woodrum, 11-yard scramble. But Luis Perez and company with plenty of time now, a little over 5 minutes, plenty of time with 3 timeouts to march down and score, and they're going to get it for half. So what the Iron need to do right now is get their offense moving. Get back to the basics, get back to what they were doing right in week 1, and stick with that. Luis Perez, he has not looked very good today, and that was a pretty long drive from Salt Lake. Took up pretty much half this quarter. So we'll see what Birmingham can do with the ball back in their hands. Can they finally get something going? Trent Richardson had a great first half, but Luis Perez is not. Bertollet sends it away. Back to receive is Quan Bray. Takes it from about the 6. Looking for a block. Takes it up to the 31. So great starting field position right now for the Iron. And we'll see if Luis Perez can get it going. And again, that first drive, they really looked good. Perez throws it to the end zone. It's intercepted. And since then, they have not been the same. We'll just have to see what the Iron can do now. Tim Lewis, it's up to Tim Lewis right now to make some excellent play calls. And just get his squad back into it. And you've got so many weapons between Trent Richardson, LaDamian Washington, Quentin Patton, Jamal Robinson, Wes Saxton. Guys that really made an impact in week 1. They've got to get these playmakers to football. 1st and 10 from the 31. Off play action. Luis Perez in trouble. Down he goes again. That's Greer Martini back at the 21. And Salt Lake has been piling on the sacks in this first half. Just guys just coming in unblocked. And look at this. Perez going to play action, but it does not work when Salt Lake brings a blitz. Very hard to do play action when you've got a guy in your face right off the bat, and Perez not enough time to set his feet and throw. And just hangs on to the football. Probably smart that he hung on to it. Otherwise, we would have probably seen an interception. 2nd and 20. All receivers spread wide. Let's see what they can do if they can get some of this yardage back. To throw again. Big blitz. Across the middle. Checks it down as LaDamian Washington fighting for yardage. Brings it up to the 30. 3rd and 11 now for the Iron. This is an offense that has really struggled today. I mean, they've done next to nothing. Can Tim Lewis get his team back into it? And right now, I'm sure the rain is also playing a factor. And also as to why the score is so low, making it more difficult for these guys to throw. Perez. Lots of time and got Richardson out of the backfield, but it goes nowhere. That's only a gain of 1, and the Iron are going to have to punt it away again. The Salt Lake Stallions are playing some great defense right now. This Birmingham Iron offense that was excellent in week 1 has been completely shut down so far today. Colton Schmidt on to punt it away again. Pulls it away. That's another 3 now for the Iron, and back to receive is Mobley. Calls for a fair catch. The Iron down it at the 21, so not a good bounce at all. Salt Lake 3 timeouts and 3:14. They've got plenty of time to try to go down there. Joe Bunyan struggled to start the game, but right now 6 carries, 29 yards. Might not have the 100-yard game that he had last week, but he's producing well. Had a few really great runs on that drive that allowed Salt Lake to get those points off the Woodrum scramble. See if Dennis Erickson wants to keep his foot on the gas and keep throwing, or if he's going to go back to the run game. You got 3 minutes, so you can still effectively run the football right now. And they will on the ground. How about Bunyan makes a move and brings it to the 34. The Iron defense is just really starting to crumble. Salt Lake just playing excellent football right now. How about this run from Bunyan straight up the middle? Finds a crease and just gets it done. And Salt Lake, I mean, we knew their offense could be good, but we really didn't know it could be this good. I mean, they put up 38 points last week, and right now, in a more defensive, messy battle, there's still 6-0 lead and plenty of time to score. First and 10 now from the 34. And Woodrum going to take it himself. Is he going to have another touchdown? That would be insane. All sorts of running room into Birmingham territory to the 41. And Josh Woodrum. It's hilarious that the quarterback with the most rushing yards right now in the league is Woodrum. Someone that's just not really a runner. He takes off with it. And again, the Salt Lake just loves to call this play. And it's working. Nearing the 2-minute warning here, and we will hit it. 2 minutes in the first half. Salt Lake with a 6-0 lead here in this rainy game in Birmingham. The Iron have just struggled all game long. Meanwhile, Salt Lake has had an excellent second quarter and looking to add on to their lead right now. Up 6-0. The Iron defense has had no answers in the second quarter for Josh Woodrum, Joel Bunyan, and the Stallions. First and 10. Blitz from Birmingham. Woodrum going deep to the sidelines. He's got a man, and it's complete. Gets his feet down inbounds to Mornay Pearsonell. Pearsonell is just one of those guys. He's quick, he's short, and he's fast. And that's just what you need in one of your slot receivers. How about this catch on the outside? Just getting by these cornerbacks that are some of the better backs in the league. And Birmingham playing zone right now. Salt Lake exploiting it. First and 10 now from the 22, and plenty of time now for the Stallions to score. As he got out of bounds, they retain all 3 timeouts, but they'll keep it through the air right now, obviously, as all receivers are spread wide for Woodrum. Back to throw. Blitz from Birmingham. Across the middle, he's got a man wide open. It's Truesdell. Inside the 10 to the 9. Josh Woodrum finding his groove right now. Salt Lake looking to add on to their lead, and they're doing just an excellent job right now in Birmingham. These Iron just struggling. They bring a blitz, and Truesdell just wide open there. Across the middle, that nice short mesh route, and it works to perfection. First and goal from the 9 as time continues to run. Down to about a minute and a half. To throw is Woodrum. Lots of time. Checks it outside, and it's batted up and knocked away. Good defense there. Benequest Brown able to knock that one away. Brings up second and goal. And right now, if you're the Iron, if you can somehow hold Salt Lake to a field goal here, that would certainly be a win. Remember, the one thing that we want to mention here, last week, Memphis marched down right before half, and then Johnny Manziel fumbled on the 2. So I wonder if something like that would happen again here. Second and goal. Birmingham brings the house, but it's to the end zone. Touchdown, Nick Truesdell. Salt Lake adds on to their lead. Nick Truesdell finds the end zone. Josh Woodrum has now run and thrown for a touchdown in the second quarter. And again, it's the same sort of play, just Truesdell runs a bit of a deeper route. Birmingham brings a blitz. There's no one there in the middle to cover. And the tight end is just wide open. And it's just simple plays like that Salt Lake have been executing incredibly well this season. Birmingham now in the biggest deficit they faced all season. Meanwhile, Salt Lake is just continuing to roll over their opponents. They are looking really dangerous right now. 2-point conversion try from the 2. On the ground. Bunyan trying to get in, and he does. 2-point conversion is good. Salt Lake with a 14-0 lead. A minute 22 to play in this first half. And Tim Lewis just not happy, and I don't blame him. This team looked so good last week. It's really struggling. Meanwhile, Salt Lake is just continuing to play excellent football. And again, Salt Lake is a team that we really were not expecting to be this good coming into the league, but they are proving all the doubters and all the haters wrong. Birmingham with a minute 22 on the clock. I really don't know if they're going to try to score. We'll see. Bertollet sends it away again. Back to receive is Quan Bray. Short kick, and Bray making the most of it, brings it up to the 33. So good starting field position. Plenty of time for Birmingham to at least attempt a field goal. We'll see what they can do. But right now the Iron are just being completely outplayed at home, and their defense has just played such a good game. Salt Lake's defense has played such a good game, that's what I should have said. We'll see if Birmingham's offense can get something going. If you're a Salt Lake fan, you've got to love what your team is doing right now through these first 2 weeks. Great run game. Josh Woodrum, an efficient passer through the air, and also running the ball well himself. I mean, Salt Lake has all the pieces right now to be a championship football team. 1st and 10 from the 33. Perez to throw. Got time. Bowls it across the middle. It's dangerous. Knocked away by Greer Martini. He had a man open across the middle, but Greer Martini with the heads-up play to jump up and knock it away. The Salt Lake team just defensively shutting down these teams for the second week in a row. 2nd and 10 from the 33. To throw again is Perez. Checking it outside, and it's dropped off the hands of Saxton. That's the second time we've seen Saxton drop one, and he's a sure-handed receiver, but this rain is certainly making an impact right now, at least on these Birmingham players. 3rd and 10, and you think if Birmingham doesn't pick up this first down right now, Salt Lake still has 3 timeouts. They could potentially get another score before halftime. Can Perez get his team a first down? Big blitz. Blitz it, and it's complete. Saxton comes up with the catch. Birmingham close to midfield to the 47. West Saxton with a huge play, and I expect to see a timeout. They do. Birmingham calls a timeout. 14-0. The Iron have struggled to have big plays all game long, but it's Saxton who has a nice one there. 1st and 10 coming up from the 47. See if the Iron can make something out of this drive, or if they'll fail to score points. The one thing that we do want to mention is these Madden simulations really struggle with time management. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Birmingham march down right now, but ultimately come away with 0 points because of just the AI being stupid. 1st and 10 now from the 47. Another blitz. Man wide open, is complete. But Damian Washington to the 39, and another timeout is called from the Iron. Birmingham getting their offense moving in the right direction. We'll see if they can actually turn this into points. Down to the 39. Luis Perez is going to have to continue to make throws like this, and right now they're going to have to make throws to the outside. With only 1 timeout left, you really don't want to risk marching down and just having the clock run out on you. 1st and 10 from the 39. Perez to throw. Another blitz from Salt Lake. It's picked up and almost intercepted. My goodness, he threw that right to the defensive lineman. Trying to check it down to Trent Richardson. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 39. The only good thing about that is that the time stops. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 39. Perez has really got to just contain his passing. He's been a little bit erratic with his throwing patterns, especially this game. 2nd and 10. Perez back to throw. Quick throw, and it's complete. That's Quentin Patton to the 34. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Iron, and let's see if they can get this first down or if they'll have to settle for 3. In these raining conditions, Nick Novak missed the 52-yard field goal last week. I don't know. I don't really think he can kick a 51-yarder, especially in a rain. 3rd and 5. The throw is Perez. Going deep. He's got a man wide open and he misses it. But Damian Washington would have had a walk-in touchdown, and Perez can't make the throw. That is tough. Look at this. Washington gets right past his defender, wide open, not a safety in sight. Steve Williams was burned. And now Birmingham's going to have to send out the field goal unit to see if they can at least get 3 points on the board before half. And we'll see if Novak can knock through this 51-yarder. The kick is on its way, and it's off the upright, no good. So Birmingham unable to score, and that's just 2 missed opportunities. First, you miss Washington for an easy touchdown, and then Novak comes up just a bit short. Just off the left upright. And Tim Lewis this could not have been a more frustrating first half for him. Mana Asiata really seen some action today, had a great first run to start the game. Salt Lake commanding 14-0 lead, and from the 41, 3 timeouts. Certainly have a chance for a field goal right now. This game just could not be going any worse for Birmingham, and it couldn't be going any better for Salt Lake, even after that terrible first quarter that they had. They've got a 14-0 lead against one of the league's supposedly best teams. They pitch it. It's Bunyan to the outside, trying to pick a block. Taken down at the 47, they'll use a timeout. Bradley Silv able to make a huge tackle there that Bunyan really could have potentially gone all the way if Silv is unable to bring him down. One-sided first half here in Birmingham. This home crowd pretty silent. I don't blame them. I mean, it's rainy, pretty cold, and their team is certainly cold right now. 2nd and 5 now from the 47. The Stallions see if they can continue to push it down the field. Woodrum, man wide open is Adonis Jennings. It's his first catch of the day to the 31, and another timeout from Salt Lake, and wanted to just kick a field goal here and try to take a 17-0 lead. 1st and 10 coming up from the 31. I wonder what Dennis Erickson is going to decide to do here with 7 seconds left on the clock. They do have a timeout. Tough call here, and they're going to keep the offense down the field. They're going to have to hope for a quick completion, and then just let the field goal unit take care of the rest. Woodrum to throw. And it is a quick completion, and they get the timeout. So this is just... We look at the execution on Birmingham's side, and it's been pretty awful. Meanwhile, you look at the execution on Salt Lake's, and they've just been excellent the second quarter. 17 points ready to come their way, given that they knocked through this field goal here. 40-yard field goal attempt coming up for Taylor Bertollet. Let's see if he can knock it through despite the rainy conditions. The kick is on its way, and it is good. 17-0 lead for Salt Lake as we head to halftime. Another impressive showing so far from the Stallions. Meanwhile, Birmingham missed field goal, missed opportunities. They need to have an entire different team come out in the second half. But so far, it has been all Salt Lake. We'll be back in just a minute after this halftime report. Thanks for watching this first half. We hope you enjoy the second one coming right up. Welcome back to Birmingham. The hometown Iron have really struggled. Down 17-0. Both these teams 1-0, but right now, Salt Lake certainly playing like the team that deserves to still be undefeated. Meanwhile, the Iron, they just completely struggle. There's no other way to put it. Perez missing throws. Trent Richardson has been non-existent in the second quarter, and just some bad play calling from Tim Lewis. He's got to find a way to get his team back into it. They looked so much better in week 1. But here in the opening game of week 2, it's Salt Lake that has just continued playing excellent football. The Stallions beat Arizona 38-6, and right now they're up 17-0. This defense playing like one of the best defenses in the league right now. Bertollet knocked through the field goal right before half, and now he kicks it away. Back to receive is Quan Bray, and he'll take a knee in the end zone. This can be a fresh start right now for Luis Perez and the Iron. You're down by 3 scores, but remember, anything is possible when you put your mind to it. We'll see if Perez can get the job done. He's really struggled this game through the interception after a nice march. But we'll see if he can get it done here. Plenty of time. You march down, you have a quick score. get yourself right back into it. First and 10 from the 25. See what Tim Lewis wants to try to dial up on first down. It's Richardson with a big hole. Trent Richardson past the 30 to the 32. That's the type of run that Birmingham needed to start off this second half. Richardson, he was playing a great first quarter. He got no carries there in the second. The Iron have got to get back to running the football. Second and 3 from the 32. On the ground again, Richardson with a huge hole. Barreling down to the 42. So the Iron running the football really well right now. It's no surprise that they're wanting to stick with it right now. I mean, Perez has been pretty miserable throwing the football. But Trent Richardson finding holes. This defense has been really good from Salt Lake. They've been sacking Perez. They've been breaking up passes. But they've been unable to stop Trent Richardson on the ground. First and 10 from the 42. See if the Iron can continue to move the football well. Once again, it's Richardson. This time met right away. Nowhere for him to go. Palapoy in the backfield. Palapoy had, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong, and I apologize. But anyway, he had 4 sacks last week against Memphis. I mean, against Arizona, excuse me. He had himself one heck of a showing, and great stop there. First time Salt Lake really stopped Trent Richardson all game long. Second and 11 coming up. And the problem for Birmingham is that Perez has really been unable to get his team first downs. They had a nice drive towards the end there. Missed the field goal. And he missed the touchdown throw. What can he do here on second and 11? They go back to Richardson. Tries to find a hole but met right away. Blasted to the ground. How about the tackling there of Will Davis? Davis has made a couple really nice plays today. Big one there. Third and 11 from the 41. The Iron had a nice drive going, but I don't like them keeping it on the ground. Both of those plays, I would have thrown it at least one of them. Third and 11, a lot of pressure right now on Perez to try to get his team a first down. I don't see him doing it. Back to throw with all sorts of time. Going deep to the sidelines, and it's intercepted! Picked off at the 35. That's Henry Tolliver. Luis Perez has thrown his 5th interception of the season. Salt Lake's defense just continues to shut down these offenses. Arizona, now Birmingham. Look at this. The funny thing, though, is that Salt Lake's defense had no turnovers last week, despite shutting down Arizona only 6 points. But today, they've got 2. Bunyan had a really excellent second quarter there. Salt Lake taking over with the football. And right now, I mean, I don't think there's any way that Birmingham can win this game, which is how lackluster they've been offensively, especially Luis Perez. He's made some poor decisions, missed a wide open touchdown to Damian Washington, threw that interception on the first drive where they could have easily come away with points, and it's just been a tough game all around for Birmingham. First and 10 from the 35. Salt Lake definitely wants to add on to the 17-point lead. To throw is Woodrum. Got a man and it's complete. That's Sam Mobley. First down to the 47. This game just continues to go Salt Lake's way. Woodrum has found his rhythm after that interception. The first 2 drives for Woodrum were really rough, but since then, he's been playing excellent football, looking like his last week form for sure. First and 10 now from the 47. Motions Bunyan out of the backfield, and just gets the play off. To throw is Woodrum. Quick shot. Wide open man. Nick Truzel to the 40 of Birmingham. He had the touchdown in the second quarter. Makes another big catch there. And Truzel, look at that. 4 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Having himself a great game. And the Iron defense just has not been able to find a way to stop him. First and 10 from the 40. In motion is Truesdale. On the ground, Bunyan with the huge hole. Joel Bunyan down to the 25. That's a gain of 15. Bunyan, at the rate he's going, he might just have another 100-yard game. He's been playing absolutely phenomenal. And he's just been unstoppable today. Birmingham has had no answers for Bunyan, Woodrum, Nick Truesdell. Just been an excellent game all around. Dennis Erickson, I know it's only week 2, but right now he's certainly looking like coach of the year. 1st and 10 from the 25. Off play action. To throw is Woodrum with all sorts of time. Going deep. Man wide open. It's Truesdell again. Inside the 5 to the 4. And Salt Lake unstoppable. This is just unbelievable. I mean, the Stallions defense has done an excellent job in their offense. Just look at how wide open Nick Truesdell is. These defenders are just covering nobody. Both these teams were 1-0 coming into this game. But right now, Salt Lake is playing like the team that's 1-0. Frustration mounting for Luis Perez, and honestly, I mean, this game right now it's kind of on him. He's just made poor decisions. He's made some bad throws. Meanwhile, Woodrum has bounced back from the bad decisions and put up 17 points for his offense. Truesdell again in motion. Wonder if they're going to try to run the same play. They won't. Bunyan on the ground. Pushing and taking down the 2. Gets halfway there. Brings up 2nd and goal. Right now, we'll see if the Iron can come up with some sort of defensive stop. But, hey, they played a great first quarter. And I got to say, the 17 points that Salt Lake got is not completely on them. They shut down Salt Lake for the first 3 drives. But their offense was so incompetent that it's just hard for these defenses to hold up. 2nd and goal. Woodrum to throw. Wide open man, and it's knocked away and almost picked off. Excellent defense by Jack Tocho. 3rd and goal. Can Salt Lake punch it into the end zone, or will Birmingham come up with a stop here and at least try to keep this at 20-0, which is a little bit more feasible than 24, but still, or already over halfway through the 3rd quarter. Salt Lake almost has this game in the bag already. They try to run it. Bunyan goes nowhere. Great penetration finally from Joe Powell, Ricky Taylor, and that Birmingham defense forces a 4th and goal, and Bertley is going to have to come on for the field goal attempt. Right away is Taylor and Ricky Hatley. Huge play for Birmingham. You wonder what this game would look like right now if Birmingham's offense could have just had a couple of scores. Bertley on for the 22-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and it's right through. Chip shot is good, and Bertley stays perfect on the season. 20-0. Stallions lead, and it's just a great kick. Of course, the chip shot, but still in the rain. Makes it more difficult in that one. He just put it right through. Meanwhile, Birmingham's going to have to try to figure things out with Nick Novak, who has missed a couple field goals already this season. Granted, they've been long kicks, but still, you've gotta have a kicker that you know can make those long kicks. $20-0 lead. Birmingham with only 3 minutes here in this 3rd quarter left, and you think if they don't march down and score a quick touchdown here, it's basically game over. Bertley will send it away. We'll see if the Iron can do. Quan Bray back to receive. Deep in the end zone, he'll just take a knee. So the Iron offense coming back out on the field, and Luis Perez, 8 for 17, 81 yards on 2 interceptions, and you think if he keeps playing like this, I don't know if he's going to continue being the starter. Last week, he got them the win, but the thing is, despite him throwing 3 interceptions, he threw 2 touchdowns, certainly could have thrown more, threw for 309 yards. Meanwhile, today, he's just made bad decisions all around. It's been all negative today. Granted, Perez is going up against a tough Salt Lake defense, but regardless, he's got to find a way to make some plays. 1st and 10 from the 25. Back to throw is Perez. All sorts of time. Across the middle, he's got a man wide open. That's Jamal Robinson. That's his first catch of the day, and it's about time Robinson got involved. To the 46. Robinson, 5 catches, 85 yards last week. He's been shut down today, but Perez able to find him open. That's the type of play that the Iron needed to maybe get something going. I mean, Last week, they almost lost to Memphis on that comeback, and right now, down 20-0, maybe they can have a comeback of their own and at least try to make this game close. A touchdown right now with a 2-point conversion, and you're certainly knocking on the door of getting some momentum to go your way, but time is running down quickly. 1st and 10 now from the 46. Back to throw again is Perez. Salt Lake brings a big blitz. He's going to go deep. He wants it all, and it's caught! Quentin Patton hangs on. Down to the 17. What a catch. And Birmingham starting to get something going. That's 37-yard completion. Look at this. I don't know how Patton hangs on. He's a little bit late on the throw, but a huge hit from Hanneman. Patton is able to hang on through the contact. Look at this. Just able to hang on with one hand. That is impressive. And Birmingham into the red zone for the first time today. Can Perez get his team to the end zone quickly? I mean, Birmingham, they need to just put this in the end zone right now. Especially with time becoming a factor. 1st and 10 from the 17. Can the Iron get themselves back into it? Throw is Perez. He's got time. Got a man that's complete. Richardson inside the 15 to the 13. Gain of about 4 brings up 2nd and 6. The Iron have got to just keep this ball moving. Their first touchdown of the season last week was a throw to Richardson. I wonder if they're going to try to utilize him coming out of the backfield again, or if they'll go up top to one of their big-time receivers, like Robinson or LaDamian Washington. 2nd and 6, close to a minute in the 3rd quarter. Can they get a score before we head into the final quarter of the game? They'll go on the ground to Richardson, and he goes nowhere. Met right away. Excellent defense up front by Carter Schultz and the Stallions. 3rd and 5 from the 12. Doesn't really get any bigger than this. And if you hit the field goal earlier, you think you could get away with kicking one here, but you cannot afford to settle for 3 here. You need a touchdown. 3rd and 5 from the 12. Perez with lots of time. He's got to get rid of the football. Going to the end zone. He's got a man and it's caught. Wes Saxton in the back of the end zone, and Birmingham finally gets some points on the board with 21 seconds in the 3rd quarter. The Iron were down, but they're not completely out, and it's about time. We've been waiting for this offense to do it. Wes Saxton gets it done. Look at this throw. Perez sits in the pocket, waits, finds his man. And Wes Saxton able to get his feet down in the back of the end zone. Easy touchdown for the Iron. They strike back. It's about time. And now they're going to the booth review. This is going to be interesting. We saw this happen a couple times in week 1. Nothing was really overturned. And I think right there, I mean, you can clearly see he's got possession. 1, 2. Yeah, he's easily got 2 feet down there in the end zone. This certainly should stand as a touchdown. It'd be bizarre if it did not.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
It stands as it should. And Birmingham, 20-6. We'll see if they can make it 20-8 with this 2-point conversion. Last week, they were 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions. See if they can improve that stat here. Make it 20-8, which would certainly put the game more in reach. High snap. Perez has got to throw. He's not going to get it off. Big time sack in the backfield. How about Gianni Paul coming in around the edge? So the game stays 20-6. Not the worst for Birmingham because they're still down by 14, so they need 1 touchdown with the 2 and 1 touchdown without the 2 to tie it. But still, it would have helped them just to get the 2-point conversion here. Paul just comes in unblocked, and you can't have that happen if you're Birmingham. Gotta account for those. 20-6. Birmingham is finally on the board. Salt Lake, we'll see if they give up more than 6 points this game. I mean, with the way their defense is played, yes, Birmingham just scored, but overall, the Stallions have just completely shut them down. We'll see if Birmingham's defense can finally come up with a stop, or if Salt Lake will continue to move the football well. Last week, they had a 14-0 lead against Arizona. The Hotshots scored, but then they responded right away in that 3rd quarter and made it 22-6 and ran away with it. We'll see what they can do here. Novak kicks it away. Another short kick. Lots of wind tonight for sure, affecting these kickers. He's breaking a lane! Unbelievable! Sam Mobley going. Actually, Brandon Oliver down the sidelines to the end zone. We are our first kickoff return for touchdown in simulated history ever between Alliance and XFL. How about that? Just when we talked about Salt Lake trying to make a response, they have a response, and it's Brandon Oliver on the kickoff return. Takes it to the house. And a special teams blunder from Birmingham. Stallions might have just put it away right there. Unbelievable. And Tim Lewis just disappointed, and I don't blame him. I mean, that's crazy. On now for the 2-point conversion. Let's see if Salt Lake can get it done. They've been pretty efficient today. Pitch to Asiata. Gets a block. Walks right in. 28-6. Salt Lake has been unstoppable. Special teams, offense, defense, it doesn't matter. So Birmingham's going to get the ball back here in the third quarter. Probably something they did not expect, but it's not a good thing. They just gave up 8 points. So after that, you finally march down. You finally get yourself back into it. And now you're down by 2 points more than what you were down when you're down 20-0. Disappointing all around. Quan Bray back to receive deep in his end zone. But what a kick return from Brandon Oliver for the first kickoff return in the history of the XFL Simulated and the AAF Simulated. Absolutely incredible. The Salt Lake Stallions have been doing it all, and we're only 2 weeks into this season. First and 10 now from the 25. On the ground, it's Richardson trying to get something going, but only picks up about 1. And that's how we'll go to the fourth quarter. Just when this home crowd was getting into it, they were punched right back in the gut. 28-6, the Stallions lead going into the fourth quarter. The Iron need a miracle here to come back, and I just don't see how they can get it done. With the way their offense is played, they're down by 22 with only 10 minutes to play. It's just not in the numbers. But hey, I mean, anything's possible. We'll see what happens. Second and 9 from the 26. Can Perez get his team back down the field? To throw, he's got time. Pressured, and how about that? Taken down again. That's Palapoy in there on the sack, along with Carter Schultz. Third sack of the day for the Stallions. They have 8 on the season, and this defensive line up front has just been unstoppable. Tanny Palapoy getting it done, and Birmingham just having a really difficult time. Third and 18. I don't see how Birmingham is going to get this done. To throw is Perez. Lots of time. Got to get rid of it deep down the field. He got his man, and it's complete. Somehow, it's a first down. That's LaDamian Washington to the 37. I don't know how Perez got this throw over the defender. And then, I don't know how Washington isn't tackled before picking up the first down. Look at this. Williams is in a position to make the play, and he just doesn't jump for it. Washington, with a nice grab, picks up a first down. So Birmingham able to keep this drive moving, but they're going to have to move quickly. I mean, time is not on their side right now. Salt Lake practically has this game in the bag. First and 10 from the 37. Perez back to throw. Lots of time. Quick shot is knocked away, looking back in Damian's direction. Great play by Steve Williams. Second and 10. But man, what a start to the season for the Stallions. They are looking dominant. And you have San Antonio, who's 0-1, and Arizona, who's 0-1. And San Diego had a great game. They're 1-0, but Salt Lake definitely looking like the most dominant team there in that West Division. Second and 10 now from the 37. To throw again is Perez. Got time. Quick reception out to Washington. It brings up 3rd and 5 from the 43. Washington has had a couple really nice plays. 5 catches, 45 yards. But Birmingham has just really, really struggled. 3rd and 5 from the 43 as we're nearing 8 minutes left in this game. Perez back to throw. Quick shot. He's got his man. That's complete. First down. It's Washington again to the 49. The Iron starting to march down the field again. But what a shame that then their special teams has a blunder, because you think if they were able to get a stop and then they were marching here, it would be a ball game. But down by 22 in the 4th quarter. Just, you don't see teams make comebacks like that. First and 10 now from the 49. Perez back to throw again. Got time, checks it down to Richardson, and that is dropped. Big hit from Will Davis. 2nd and 10 now from the 49. Something around, it's just been a disappointing game from the Iron. A team that is going to be fighting there in the AAF East Memphis played a good game, and their offense will really put it together, I think, as the season goes on. Orlando looks dominant, and if the Iron struggle like this against good teams, it's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs. Perez has to get rid of it. It's caught by Richardson out of the backfield and taken down by the face mask. So Richardson made an excellent catch on that football, and then the face mask, Will Davis, tough penalty. He's had a great game, but brings him down with the face mask, pushes him all the way down to 27, so we'll see if the Iron can get something going here. A quick score, this game isn't completely over. If Perez can somehow find a way to make something happen, we'll see. First and 10 coming up from 27. Let's see what Tim Lewis wants to do. Wants to call. Maybe see Perez go to play action right here. Or just stick with throwing. He will. Across the middle, quick shot. It's Quentin Patton. Patton only had 1 catch last week. This week we've definitely seen more of him. 2nd and 3 coming up from the 21. 3 catches, 49 yards. If the Iron can at least get their offense going here, it'd be really helpful for them next week. They'll be going up against San Antonio, and that's going to be a tough game. This game is pretty much over, I'd say, at this point. But if their offense can at least get a score here, it'll give them some level of confidence going into a really huge game next week. 2nd and 3 now from the 21. On the ground, it's Richardson, met right away. Greer Martini has been all over the place today, and Richardson has nowhere to go. 3rd and 4 now from the 21. The Iron offense has just struggled from the get-go today. Richardson had a good day, but only 43 yards at the end of it. I would have liked to see him get more production for sure, especially in that 2nd quarter. They're going to go on the ground, and it's Perkins who is able to pick up the first down and push himself all the way down to the 9. So Ladarius Perkins, the 3rd down back, able to get it done. 1st and goal now for the Iron from the 9. Look at this. He just barrels. He looks almost like Trent Richardson there, just carrying guys with him. He's a much smaller back, but getting it done. He's trying to prove that he should definitely get more carries. And I just think, in general, the Iron should be running the football more between Richardson and Perkins. We'll see what they decide to do. 1st and goal right now from the 9. All receivers spread wide for Perez. I wonder if they're going to try a screen here. No. To the outside is caught, and Wes Saxon has his 2nd touchdown of the game. Saxon, that is his 3rd touchdown through 2 weeks, so he's someone that's been balling out for Birmingham. The Iron get back in the end zone, make it 28-12, with a little bit over 5 minutes to play. This game is pretty much out of their reach, but that touchdown makes it just a little bit closer at least. And at least makes this game look like less of a blowout, as long as their defense can hold up. And special teams, for that matter. Big touchdown, though. Nice throw. Just a great move by Saxon to get around the edge and score. 2-point conversion here. Let's see if they can get it. They were 0 for 1 on the first drive. Let's see what they decide to do on this one. The throw is Perez. Blocking, picked up, and they got it. Quan Bray with the catch. So it's 28-14. Birmingham making a bit of a dent in that lead. I think it's a little bit A little bit too little, a little bit too late. But still, that's a great drive from Birmingham to give him confidence going into next week. And I think maybe if somehow your defense can come up with a really quick 3 and out on Salt Lake, you've got a glimmer of hope in this one. That is, if they at least don't let Brandon Oliver get loose again. And Brandon Oliver, not even really a known returner, but that was just one heck of a return from him. Smart. Novak kicks it to the back of the end zone, doesn't give him a chance. So Salt Lake's offense is going to come out here with 5:08 to play. The game is almost in the bag as long as you just continue to push the ball down the field. Woodrum, after that he started the game 1 for 4 with 35 yards and an interception. Since then, he's been near perfect. First and 10 coming up from the 25. Let's see what Dennis Erickson does. They've been running and throwing the football these last 2 weeks, just all over defenses. Birmingham definitely expecting more from their defense, but it's just been a field day for Josh Woodrum in the second and third quarter. Let's see what they do. On the ground, high snap. Decent hold for Bunyan, picks up 4. Brings up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Stallions from their own 29, and you think if the Iron can somehow manage to get just a couple nice plays here, maybe even just like a bad snap or a fumble that can somehow go their way, that'd make things quite interesting here down the last stretch. Bunyan tries to bounce the outside, taken down right away, picks up only 2, so the game rides on this. You don't stop him here, it's certainly game over. But if Birmingham can come up with a way to stop them here, you have just a little bit of a chance. 3rd and 4 from the 31. See what Dennis Erickson decides to do. Personally, I think they're going to throw the football. Woodrum has been on point on 3rd downs this season. They will throw. He's got time. Going to the sidelines and is knocked away. How about the hit by the Iron defense? And you wonder where this was more often throughout this game. Their offense has stepped it up. Their defense is looking a bit tighter. Sam Mobley unable to hang on with the huge hit from Bradley Silv. Salt Lake's going to have to punt. With 3:49 to play, you wonder, does Birmingham have a chance? Austin Recco on to punt it away. He hasn't seen any action since the first quarter. Quan Bray, fair catch to 29. So Birmingham has a lot of work to do with 3:43 left. I mean, it's far-fetched, but they're not completely out of it. Perez has now thrown for 2 touchdowns after throwing 2 interceptions to start the game. And here's the thing. Perez, he's shown that he can be a leader. He led his team to the win last week. I'd be surprised if he does it again this week. The odds are against him right now. That being said, he's got to find a way to not be so inconsistent. He started the game so excellent last week, then falls into a rut and throws 3 interceptions, and then leads his team back at the end. This week, he starts the game terrible, throws 2 picks, and here he's bounced back, but it's just a little bit too late. 1st and 10 now from the 29. Perez got his man. That's Jamal Robinson. Quick throw to the 34, but they've got to keep it moving. Not much time at all on the clock for Birmingham to work with. They need more than just 6 yards. Robinson has been shut down pretty much all day. Only 2 catches, 27 yards. Had a big day, as we said last week. 2nd and 4 now from the 34 as we're near 3 minutes. To throw again is Perez. To the sidelines, he's got his man, and I think it's just before the 1st down. 3rd and inches. Quentin Patton makes a nice catch, but unable to maintain his balance and pick up the 1st. So big 3rd and inches right now for the Iron. And you think, if Perez makes the throw to Washington before the half and finds him for a touchdown, this would be a 1-score game right now. To throw, Perez. Quick shot. Man wide open. Down the middle. Huge catch for Jamal Robinson. Brings him down to the 39. So Birmingham's offense has really come alive here at the end of the 3rd and in the 4th quarter. Again, it's a little bit too little, a little bit too late. But they're still giving themselves a chance. And Robinson, I don't know how he's able to get back for that football, but he does. Perez, not a good throw, but he's able to make a nice play. And the Iron trying to make something happen here. We'll see if they can keep it up. 1st and 10 now from the Stallions, 39. All receivers spread wide for Perez. Back to throw. To the sidelines, incomplete. Misses his man, brings up 2nd and 10. And again, that's the inconsistency with Perez. Makes a couple nice throws, comes right back at him with an inaccurate pass, and that would have been a really big catch that they needed there on the sidelines. 2nd and 10 now from the 39. Perez back to throw. Takes a deep drop, then just checks it down to Richardson, who takes it to the 34. Brings up 3rd and 5, but I don't think we're going to get the play off before the 2-minute warning. We are taking our way down, and we have hit the 2-minute warning here in Birmingham. The Iron clinging on to a tiny bit of hope that they can come back in this game. Down 28-14, the Stallions have dominated. This game isn't over till it's over. Regardless of what happens, Birmingham can at least know that they played a better second half and put themselves close in position to get back into this game. 3rd and 5 from the 34. Perez to throw. Blitz from Salt Lake. Going deep. Got a man and he gets out of bounds. It's Patton. So Perez, he threw for 309 yards last week, and he's really come alive here in the second half. Got 264. 1st and 10 coming up from the 18. This is a nice throw. Wide open is Patton on a beautiful corner route. So they're in the red zone again. And you think, as I've said, you think if they were able to score and did not come up with that interception on the first drive, then if Perez doesn't miss the touchdown throw, and then if Nick Novak doesn't miss that field goal, Birmingham would be in this game right now. So it's just missed opportunities for the Iron there. They shot themselves in the foot. The throw again is Perez. Quick shot. It's complete. LaDamian Washington to the 13. Time continuing to run. 2nd and 5 now from the 13 for the Iron. See if Perez can get his team to the end zone. Time is ticking, though. They've got to be more aggressive than this. 2nd and 5. They're going to go on the ground to Richardson. Trying to break through tacklers, and he cannot. Take him down right away at the 11, so it brings up 3rd and 4 from the 11. Close to a minute left, and yeah, this game is over. It also hurts that you have Madden simulations running this, because time management is basically non-existent in these simulations. 3rd and 4. Perez to throw. Across the middle, and is knocked away and almost picked off. Greer Martini gets a hand in there. Brings up 4th and 4 now for the Iron. From the 11, and do you just kick the field goal? Do you try to get in the end zone? I'd say get to the end zone. You still have a chance at an onside kick. Which, by the way, thankfully that has been fixed. For those of you that saw the San Diego-San Antonio game, you know what I'm talking about. 4th and 4 now from the 11. See if Birmingham can have a miraculous conversion and maybe even a score. Perez to throw. To the end zone. Back of the end zone is caught, but it's out of bounds. And that'll do it. Perez leads Patton out of bounds. And that's just tough. Covered tightly in the back of the end zone and clearly out of bounds. Salt Lake will be able to just kneel it out here. So how about the Stallions? Josh Woodrum, again, he's played a great game. I mean, 12 for 18, 187 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So they might not look like the best stats on paper. But at the end of the day, he's playing games to get his team's wins. The Stallions are ready to move to 2-0 on the season. And 2 games on the road. Which is just really impressive to start the season on the road 2 times in a row against teams that you are expected to lose against and come out on top. Bunyan with the carry brings it to the 13. Birmingham using their timeouts, which is kind of surprising because this game is pretty much over. Second and 8 now from the 13. It's annoying when these simulations use the timeouts when the game is obviously over, because it just drags things out. back on the ground. Big time carry and a first down for Bunyan to the 25, and why are they using their timeouts? Well, maybe let's just take a quick look to the future. Week 3, of course we just started week 2, but week 3, Salt Lake will finally get their first home game. Their first home game of the season, which I believe, let me check the schedule here. Now it's not loading for me, thank you very much. Salt Lake's first home game is, oh yeah, that's right, they're playing Arizona right away off the bat again. Forgot about that. So they'll be playing Arizona, who they beat in week 1, 38-6. So Salt Lake has a pretty, I gotta say, they have an easy path to 3-0 right now. Meanwhile, Birmingham, coming off this tough loss, they're going to be at Atlanta next week. Probably going to be a win, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. San Antonio's in week 4. I apologize for that comment I made earlier. They're at Atlanta. They're in week 3. See how that see what goes with that. Meanwhile, Woodrum takes a knee. We're close to just finishing out this game. But again, going back to that, Birmingham will be at Atlanta. So the Legends played a decent game in week 1, but they ultimately fell short by 21 points to Orlando. They still haven't played here in week 2. They'll be going up against San Diego, who had a great game. So Atlanta's going to have to try to avoid going 0-2. And you think if they're 0-2, coming out at home, Birmingham's going to have a tough game on their hands to try to improve to 2-1. But that will do it. Woodrum's final knee, and we're coming down. Last couple seconds. Game over here in Birmingham. The hometown Iron falls short. It's the Salt Lake Stallions that have started the season 2-0, and it's all because of Josh Woodrum, Joel Bunyan, and that excellent Dennis Erickson Stallion offense. Meanwhile, Luis Perez, he really struggled in that first half, and it came back to bite him as they ultimately lost this game 28-14. The Iron did what they could, but it wasn't enough to get them a win. They fall to 1-1. Next week, as we said, they're at the Atlanta Legends. Meanwhile, Salt Lake hosting hosting Arizona. A couple of big plays for Wes Saxon, who now has 3 touchdowns on the season. Huge kick return from Brandon Oliver. That'll do it here for us at the AAF Simulated. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. First game of week 2, and if you're an AAF fan, I just really hope you enjoy the content we're putting out. Let us know down in the comments below which team you're rooting for here as we move forward in the Alliance of American Football on EA Sports. Go follow us on Twitter. That way you get all the important updates and just information about our league. Also, check out the AAF sheets in the description below. Because you get access to all sorts of cool stuff. Game stats, season stats, individual player stats, the standings, the power rankings, the season itself, and so much more. Make sure you go check that out. And also, if you enjoy the content that we produce, we put a lot of work and time and energy and effort into this. We would love and appreciate some financial support. So if you guys felt like doing that, there is a PayPal link down there below if you just feel like sending us a few bucks. If not, that's totally fine. Just keep watching and supporting us through doing that. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next game as the 0-1 Memphis Express take on the 0-1 Arizona Hotshots. That should be a good one. We'll see you.